this video, I am giving you my current top used apps on my iPhone. Currently, I am rocking the iPhone 13. Now, I always enjoy consuming these types of videos to see if I can pick up a new app that can save me time, or if I'm missing something with an app I am already using. So, I figured I may be able to do the same for you. So here is my list of apps that I am currently using. To start, one of my most important apps that I use on a daily basis is reminders. Now, I used to do everything in Notion, but I found it a little more time consuming to use Notion on the phone for multiple things. So I wanted to take ideas down as fast as possible. So I placed the widget on the second page of my iPhone. And when I tap it, it brings me to my main page where I write down the idea, and it is stored digitally, so I no longer have to remember what that idea was. I can then later on in the day come back when I'm on my computer or my iPad, and I can decide where to put that idea, which leads me to my next set of apps. And those are Apple Notes and Notion. With Apple Notes, this is where I build my ideas. I like to write my scripts, whether it's shorts, YouTube videos, or any other piece of content. Any device that I own can get to these, so wherever I am, if I get an idea for a certain topic and I have time, I open up Notes and expand on the idea. Or if I don't have time, I write it down in reminders and come back to that idea later on. The reason why I enjoy Notes so much is that it allows me to use both typing and pencil inputs. So if I am writing a full script, I will use either my Magic Keyboard, or if I'm at my desk, my Logitech keyboard. And that has been working really well for me in the past few months. And with the pencil, I like to write out my B-roll while watching my first edit so that I can cross it off once I actually shoot that B-roll scene. As for Notion, this is my quote-unquote life database. Everything going on, I keep track inside of Notion. So with this channel, I keep everything that goes into each video, whether that be the script once it's done, the B-roll shots, the category of video, the link to the video, and the date it was posted. All that is kept inside Notion, so once I get up to hundreds and hundreds of videos, I know this will really help when I need to find a certain detail, because everything will be stored here. I do need to spend more time building the look and feel of my Notion currently, because the customization in Notion is unbelievable. And one of my goals for 2023 is that I want to become even more familiar with Notion and how it works. Now, for something a little more fun. And this is for my smart home. I was a huge early adopter into the smart home tech. From light bulbs, switches, plugs, speakers, I really enjoyed taking a room in my house and outfitting it with smart tech and finding a way to set it up so that it could be fun and interesting. But the app of choice that I went with is Google Home. When choosing between Google and Alexa early on, I just felt like Google was the better choice. Although in the back of my head, the idea of them just quitting Google Home was there, as a lot of Google projects just stop one day. But this one, I think I made the right choice. Everything that I have brought into the home works well. I have the Google Minis, a few Google Home with screens lying around, as well as 2 Google TVs. But within the app, I have everything broken down into rooms in my house. As well, I have a few automations set up so that if I say good morning, certain lights turn on. And when I say good night, all of the lights around the house turn off, and my bedroom lights turn on and are set to a low dim. This is exactly what I wanted when I got into the smart home tech. I didn't need anything crazy, but I will admit I did get into the smart locks early on, and that was my one mistake. I have never wanted to get rid of a piece of a technology more in my life than that smart lock. But I have been keeping up with the tech, and it does seem like it is coming along. So 5-6 years later, maybe I'll give it another try. Now, I have become more of an Apple device user in the past few years, while when I started I was more of a mixed Android and Apple user. So I have also been using HomeKit, as some of the devices that I have also work inside HomeKit. And with the announcement of Matter coming to the mainstream, it may not matter which home device you use, as it all should work together. You really just have to choose the interface that you want to use. For my news, I like to use Feedly for the quick daily headlines in each category that I choose. When I open the app, I am presented with my selected categories and top actioned headlines. From there, if I see something that I am interested in, I can either read it now or swipe to the right to save it for later. Unfortunately, they have moved the ability to save to Pocket from the free version into the paid version of the app. This app is the one I am most likely to replace sooner than later. So if you have any recommendations, please leave a comment down below in what you are using, and I will be sure to give it a try. For my local and national news, I use Apple News Plus. As I pay for Apple One, News Plus is included in the plan, and I have really enjoyed it, with all the newspapers and even certain magazines included. For this, I use the same methods. If I see anything I want to read later, I will send it to Pocket as it supports that, and pick it up later when I have a little more time to sit down and read a full article. And of course, Pocket is where I curate all of my articles and posts that I want to read when I have a chance. If I open the app, I am presented with all of my articles that I have shared in the past, and when I am done reading it, I have the choice to keep the article or just delete it entirely from Pocket. For social media, I keep the TikTok app on my phone to post content, as I am usually posting 3 to 5 times a week. YouTube Studio to stay in touch with comments and stats on these videos, and Tweetbot is my go-to Twitter app. Now this is the old Tweetbot, as I did pay for the earlier version of the app. I do not find myself going to Twitter as much these days, so I have not upgraded to the latest version, but I may in the future if Twitter can pull it together. For cloud storage, I use Files. This app allows me to access my iCloud storage as well as my OneDrive, as I do pay for both services, and because I am still using a Windows PC as my main computer, OneDrive is necessary to transfer files and videos if I can, as I really just do not like plugging my iPhone into my computer and transferring large videos over USB 2.0. For games, I keep it to really simple, as I do not play a lot on my phone. I prefer the iPad if I can, or just my plain old gaming PC if I'm at home. But on my phone, I play games like 2048, Warped, Kart Racers, and WordWeb. And recently, I have gotten back into Pokemon Go, as I have a 7-month-old puppy and she needs her walks, and luckily I have a few Pokestops in the neighborhood, so I plan my route accordingly and pick them up while I am walking her. 2 birds with 1 stone, as they would say. And for the last app, and this is one of the newer additions, I use an app called Sports Alerts. This app uses one of the latest features added to iOS 16, which is live activities. This allows me to keep an eye on my sports teams when I am unable to watch full games, and this is pretty often. Live activities was probably the feature I was most excited for when they originally announced iOS 16 last year, and I have enjoyed it thus far. So those are the apps that I keep and use on a daily basis. If you think there is a better app that I should be using, please leave a comment down below and I will be sure to give it a try. And if you made it this far, thank you. Please leave a like, as it really helps out the video. And if you haven't already, check out my iPad tips video I posted last week, which you can see right here. And I'll see you next week.